The moral of the story is try new things. And when you are traveling, when you're experiencing things, try the new places. I ended up in Tiffin, Ohio, because my kid was in Tiffin, Ohio for an event. My kid doesn't do any travel football or travel baseball or travel this, but this was a travel thing. And now that they've done this, I'm very thankful they don't do travel baseball, travel football, and all the other travel things. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz. That right there is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy. And while I'm there, minding my own business, small town, I come across the Social Cigar. Half of the store is humidor. Half the store is like guy stuff. They've got watches. They've got sunglasses. They've got briefcases. They've got wallets. Very, very cool place. Todd and Gemma over there at the Social Cigar in downtown Tiffin. And then a couple blocks away, they opened up a lounge. So you can't smoke in the main place. You smoke a couple of blocks down. It's the way it goes. It's the way they had to do it. But in the humidor, they had a cigar called LaVega. And in my life, I have never, ever seen this cigar. I don't know anything about the group. It turns out LaVega, which is Italian for the first, founded by a guy by the name of Aaron Paoletta, Las Vegas chef, a musician, wanted to get into cigars, started making them, has 3 different blends, and this one is the Toro, the 6x50, which means it is 6 inches long. Always makes Fingers Malloy laugh. And the ring gauge is a 50, the diameter of the cigar, or how thick it is around. Again, with the laughter. A 64 ring gauge would be a full 1 inch around. And I got to tell you, Fingers, that deep brown with little bits of black in it, the wrapper's got a little bit of oil and a little bit of grit. It's very, very pretty.
It is very pretty, and it's just the right weight. It does
feel good.
Yeah, it's got really good hand feel to it. The band is pretty. I just lit this, and I'm getting some right off the bat a little bit of spice, just a little bit, and some wood. But we just lit this, so it'll be interesting to see how this changes over time.
It's a Mexican San Andreas wrapper, which of course we see a lot of over the last couple of years, almost to a point of a little bit of shtick, but there is a popularity and it does hold up. You know, a little bit of that sweetness going on, a little bit of that chocolate going on. Dominican in the binder, Pennsylvania broadleaf in the filler, which for me, that gets a nice bit of bigness going on. I really like Pennsylvania broadleaf. So the mix feels good to me in terms of what I think I'm going to like, what I think I'm going to enjoy. But we have just lit this up. As a matter of fact, I have not even lit mine yet. You'll excuse me, everybody.
Excuse him, everybody, as he goes ahead.
I'm lighting.
And he's lighting his cigar. By the way, is that a new lighter you have there? That's nice.
This was a gift. This was a gift from our pizza-loving friend. And it is a single torch, but it's very long. It's very long, so it feels good. Like it feels if you had to use the back end, you could break a car window with it.
That's what I was thinking.
And so just toasting the foot, moving the heat around. You want to see it get orange. You want to see it get a touch white right there, but you don't want to get too close to the sides. You don't want to be burning the wrapper too much on any one side. And then a shallow straight cut on here. Get a couple of puffs going.
Going a little bit more. Here's one thing that's happening for me that I'm noticing now that I'm getting a little bit more into the first third. There's a little bit of sweetness picking up that wasn't there before. I'm still getting that wood and a nice little bit of spice.
Yeah, the first puff of this cigar was actually very, very mute, very mild. I want to use the term bland, but I'm not trying to be rude. It's just, it was weird. Sometimes you could take a first puff and you could really experience something. My problem is people think that the first puff, and they make this mistake because they want to jump in on something. Sometimes you will take a first puff and you'll be like, I was not expecting that. I have had that happen in cigars before. Give it a little time. You don't know what the cigar is off the first. There's no way to know. There's flavors that you pick up, notes that you pick up, but don't be jumping, oh, this is something else. Don't say that for anybody's benefit. You give yourself the time and the respect to actually dig in on the cigar and see where you're at. To that end, grab your notebooks, right? You want to have a notebook, be writing down what's happening. What'd you eat today? What'd you drink today? The weather went from crazy, stupid, humid, crazy rains, torrential here in Indianapolis, Indiana. It's called Indianapolis. That's what they call it.
That's what the kids call it.
And now the weather's just been cool and it's been a little breezy. Humidity's low. So very, very nice. What'd you eat today? We're about to get to that because today is the day of the hot dog challenge, everybody.
It's very exciting. Yes. Very exciting. I was just about to say, we're about to consume 3 pounds of beef and pork. There it is again. Yes.
We are comparing an all beef hot dog to I didn't know yours from Koegel's out of it's out of Miami.
You're just the worst person.
It's out of Minnesota.
The great state of Michigan, Tony.
Oh, it's out of Michigan.
Yes.
It's out of I forgot. I apologize. I apologize, Michiganders. I apologize. Versus the Costco Kirkland signature $1.50 Mama Jamma that I am going to grill on the Weber Genesis. Fingers is going to be doing his, I say, cheating on the Ninja. What is it called? The Ninja
Wood
Starlight.
Fire. Yeah, the Wood Fire Grill.
The Ninja Wood Fire, which actually has an air fryer feature
And a Starlight, apparently, is what you said. Yes. Yeah, and so this all stems from last week's show where we came across a piece, and I can't remember where it was, but the author said the best way to make a hot dog is in the air fryer.
That author now lives in a gulag.
Oh, it was at cnet.com, which is where we get all of our
hot dog news.
Yes.
All our massive hot dog news. So we are going to do that. This, what we're smoking, the LaVega Il Primo. It's the first couple of puffs are very, very muted. This is a very, there is that little bit of wood. I'm not so much getting the sweetness. This right now is playing outrageously basic. I would argue to an extent there I don't know if that's a little bit of fruity.
Okay.
Right? That's going on. There's an undercurrent of fruit that I think that's happening, which is interesting, but super clean right off the bat.
You're not getting any spice on this at all.
No, and neither are you. You're making all that up.
Well, maybe it's from what I had to eat today.
Well, I don't even want to know because what we're about to do to hot dogs is a serious issue. LaVega Il Primo. We'll figure out whether or not this is in our humidor, but this is a great example of these people at this place, Social Cigar in Tiffin, Ohio. I was driving down. My wife's in the car, kids in the back seat, and I'm like, Cigar Lounge, hit the brake in the middle of the road, then into the parking spot. And they were like, "What?" I said, "Cigar Lounge." They're like, "Okay, we'll see you later." And I had to go check it out. You want to do that, and there are great stories and great things happening. I love the entrepreneurship, and they're like, "You should try this." So I said, "Okay," and we are doing it. Men of our word.
You were living your best life.
I am nothing if I am not YOLO. That's right. So what we have here is a good old-fashioned contest. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz, and that right there is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy. Put the LaVega cigar aside just for a bit so we can come outside and have a hot dog contest, which sounds weirder when I say it out loud.
Well, it's better than saying a wiener war.
You win.
Thank you.
You win. This, of course, is the contest comparing Fingers Malloy's famous Michigan world-class
Koegel Vienna hot dogs with natural casings.
going up against what Kirkland has to offer for $1.50. The all-beef Mama Jamma. I mean, the size difference alone. You're welcome, America. You have been now. You're doing yours on the Ninja wood fire, which you're utilizing the air fryer component in. Correct?
Yes. I'm using the Ninja wood fire grill. I'm using pellets that you provided to me. I don't know what kind of blend that the wood pellets are.
That would be the pellet blend.
The pellet blend, but I am using the air fryer feature and not the grill, because we last week we talked about a piece that we saw where this gentleman who wrote it said the air fryer is the only way to go when it comes to cooking your hot dogs.
And I said, immediately send that man back to communist Russia. And I meant it. But really the issue here is the idea that somehow an air fryer is actually going to make a better hot dog. There's just no way. So we're gonna take a couple of yours on the grill, a couple of yours in the air fryer, a couple of mine in the air fryer, a couple of mine in the grill. That's how we do it. We're gonna make this happen. So you wanna get started,
Sure,
You need a knife?
I need a knife is what I need for cutting.
The question before us really is, when we've joked about hot dogs before many, many times, are there rules? You think there's a real rule about ketchup on a hot dog? I mean, you're serious. You joke about it, but you're serious about it.
I'm not a fan.
You can't do ketchup.
I'm not a fan of it. I feel that is something that an 8-year-old should do. But listen, at the end of the day, if that's your, as the kids say, your jam.
I don't think the kids say that anymore.
They don't say that anymore?
I think I believe they say if that's your ballywick.
Oh, there's 2 hot dogs right
Or
there.
if that's your hootenanny. These are very tiny, little, sad hot dogs.
I have personally never heard this before, but I'm told size matters.
It's still a radio show. You know what I mean? All right, so these are going on the grill.
I don't know what you're referring to.
These go, boom, right on the grill. I don't mess around. They're going right on the grill. And here for you, for the air fryer.
Wow. That's beautiful.
My mother thinks I'm a professional, by the way. These things are, yours are sizzling right away. Take a couple of those.
Yes.
And I'm going to take a couple of these right here. And I'm going to throw these on right like that. Those are on quite like that. I close mine. So I've got the Weber Genesis. I think that when it comes to propane, which I chose because I wanted to be able to kind of move it around. I didn't know where it was going to be. Being in one spot wasn't working for my backyard. That Weber is reliable. Weber works. It consistently works. Now, there are plenty of other ones that work, and I looked at a lot of things. So that I use a Weber Genesis. If you want to go get one, go ahead. They're not a sponsor of ours. Neither is Ninja. Neither is Costco, where the Kirkland brand is from, and neither is Koegel, and they all should be. But whatever you're using, even if you're using charcoal, do this competition on your own if you choose. We've talked about the Ninja in terms of the places that you would use something like this. Mm-hmm. And you've mentioned tailgating. You've mentioned for people who have apartments, because it is electric. I mean, it is plugged in.
Yes, I don't know if you can, we're also filming this as well. You can see there's visible smoke coming out of the back of this.
So the Ninja has pellets. And we took some of mine that I use for my Traeger, the smoker there, when I do a brisket or something else, and we threw them in, and you basically threw in like a handful. It's not a big hopper.
No.
But that's not the heat source. That's not what's happening there. That's just for flavor.
You're correct. There is an electric element underneath it. There's a Teflon griddle that you can use, a grill, and then also there's an air fryer basket that you put on top of the grill. That's great for, I have fried chicken thighs, air fried them in this, and they turned out just marvelous. The skin was perfect.
How do you know in an air fryer when it's done? On a grill, I know. I see grill marks. I say, Daddy's happy, and then leave me alone. I'm about to have 7 hot dogs and feel disgusting. I don't think anybody should look at me.
Well, the eye test for hot dogs, when I'm doing chicken, just like the grill, I've got a thermometer that I put in there to make sure it's the correct temperature.
You thermometer a hot dog?
No, for chicken.
For chicken?
Yes.
How do you do a hot dog?
By sight. I mean,
Okay.
you know. When you're looking at a hot dog on a grill,
When
you know
you're
when
a
it's
pro, like Fingers Malloy, you know when your hot dog is ready for eating.
But I'm surprised, we got some blowback on social media.
You got
about
some
this.
blowback.
And listen, I don't understand what the blowback is on the air fryer. I'm not saying that if you're using an air fryer in the kitchen that it's going to turn out better than the grill, like this guy said last week in the piece that we covered. But what is great about it, I mean, this is hot air being circulated around the hot dog. You're going to get a nice crispy little snap to this hot dog and a nice even cook. So it's very quick. When this thing warms up, your hot dog will be done in 5 minutes. So if you don't have a gas grill, I mean, you turn on this gas grill, it's heated up in 2 minutes?
Yes.
So,
Before we started, I was actually at 600 degrees, and now I'm at 460.
So I'm assuming that the hot dogs are pretty close to being done just on your grill alone at that temperature. But if you're just doing it in the kitchen, 7 minutes, your hot dogs are done, and so much better than boiling or frying.
No, first of all, I don't know if it's better than boiling. We haven't proven that yet. Secondly, there's nothing like a dirty water hot dog on the streets of New York or pick any place you watch a baseball game. Isn't it? It's wrong, right? It has to have the look. Like, boiled is boiled, it's not going to have the look. But if you're going to go through the hassle of a damn grill, shouldn't it have the grill mark? Shouldn't it have the whole experience?
Oh, absolutely. Listen, I would argue that...
Yours are popping, by the way.
Yeah, at the end of
Your
the day...
hot dogs are popping.
At the end of the day, the grill will taste better for most people. But I think the drop in quality with the air fryer it's significant, but you're going to be almost as happy and have it be pretty hassle-free.
So I brought this up on the socials because I hate myself. I brought it up on the radio show that I do outside of this, and brought it up on the socials, and people were with you. They're like, air fryer, magnificent, mwah, chef's kiss. They were, and I think they're nuts. I think they're out of their mind. Take a look right now. Hold on, you need a.
Now I'll just use the knife.
You can use tongs.
Oh, use the tongs.
I'm a professional. Look at that.
Pardon me.
Right there. Moving this around. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Mostly burnt, like God intended. Holy mackerel. Right there. They look beautiful. I have to take pictures. I have to take pictures of that. That's gorgeous. And yours have some markings.
Yes.
They actually do have some markings, like a little bit of a burnt thing going on. So we are going to now taste these, see where the quality difference is, see where the taste difference is. But remember, we're dealing with two different hot dogs too. The Koegel, which is, I believe it's from the great state of Minnesota.
You're the worst.
Is where it's from. Massachusetts?
Michigan.
Maryland. Montana.
Superstation 910.
Oh, Michigan.
Yes.
Sorry. Right there. That's one of our stations. And oh, by the way, welcome KWAM in Memphis, Tennessee. Good to have you here, guys. We're coming for ribs. We are coming for all the ribs. So I forgot what I was saying. We're going to test some hot dogs. We're going to try those. His are beef and pork. Mine are all beef, and that's going to be a whole different thing as well. We're going to give this a go. We're going to taste test them, so you don't have to, but you can if you want. So our hot dogs are done. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz. That right there is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy. Find everything at eatdrinksmokeshow.com. Get the podcast, download it, tell a friend, tell two friends. This is the hot dog challenge. Does it taste better in an air fryer, or does it taste better on a grill the way God intended it to be? Does it taste better when it is an all-beef hot dog that I have selected from Costco? That's right, the Kirkland, the big, bad Mama Jamma all-beef hot dog, or
the Koegel Vienna with the natural casings from the great state of Michigan.
Which is beef and pork. All right, so what we have are basically, we've got hot dogs. We are going to... Now, we'll try one each way, right? So take one and put it in a bun, and then take the other one and put it in a bun. And then we will switch. We will switch plates is what we'll do. Now, these are our basic hot dog buns. I think I did get these at Costco as well. We understand that there are two different kinds of dogs, beef and beef pork. Understand that we're doing air fryer versus grill here. We're trying to see if there is a real flavor difference. Hold on, there's the great switch. This is the détente.
Wow.
This is like when the North Koreans and the South Koreans get together there and hang out. All right, so we just still have some hot dogs going. Do you want to go first? Do I want to go first?
Listen, you have never had a Koegel Vienna before.
I have never had a Koegel Vienna. These are hot. These are hot. I might want to wait. I might want to wait a little bit.
Really?
Well, it's hot. I'm going to burn myself.
Blow on it.
Settle down. You know, we're also doing video of this. And if there's anything I have learned from all my time interviewing politicians and doing events at state fairs with politicos and everything else, don't eat the hot dog on camera. Don't eat anything. The corn on the cob, the hot dog, a slice of pizza, and if I ever run for office, it's gonna be with a knife and fork, and I'm never gonna hear the end of it in any way, shape, or form. All right. I'll go with this. This is the Koegel.
Do you want me to stand in front of you, or are you gonna turn your back?
No.
Maybe
I'll turn my back.
He's going to turn his back to the camera. Ladies and gentlemen, he's experienced the Koegel Snap for the first time, and he's doing the Michigan Munch. Okay, so what he's doing now is he's getting ready to pour himself another fine product from the state of Michigan. Werner's ginger ale, which scientists say is the best ginger ale in the world. But I assumed that Tony would want the diet soda because he normally goes to the Diet Coke. So I got
As you can tell.
Yeah, so I got the Werner's Zero Sugar, which it's better than no Werner's at all, but the original full-flavored Werner's, that's where it's at.
All right, first things first, that's a very good hot dog. It is beef pork. It does have a snap. It really does. That's a very, very good hot dog.
See? And what now let me ask you this. Do you taste the smoke like it came off of a grill?
No.
No, you don't taste the smoke.
I do not. I do not. Oh, it's hot. That's stupid. Well, I don't know what a Koegel's hot dog tastes normally. So, by the way, I just chewed on radio. This is radio, like we never took the 101 classes. So I don't know if it normally tastes this way.
Okay,
right?
that's fair.
I don't know. But you now need to go in.
With a
You start with the Koegel.
I'll start with Koegel.
This is a grilled Koegel right here on the Weber Genesis, turning around from the camera. He doesn't want you to see how absolutely perfect it is. Right there. Hold on, he's wondering, he's thinking, he's debating.
Look, to have it on the grill, to have it kiss fire,
Right.
it's always going to taste better. It's always going to taste better in my mind.
Do you want to try one of your own? Like, you got to try your own in there, because I got to try now one of these.
Okay. So
Right, so I don't have a bun for this
No.
one, but that's okay. So this is a Koegel right here that's just, naked. This is a nude one. As with everything we do, there are no rules. Rules are ridiculous and dumb and nonsensical. There are standards, like, for example, wearing a suit on a plane. We both agree with this. But not...
It's like ketchup on a hot dog.
Oh, that's also okay. If you don't live in a place that allow you to do gas, and this is what you can do, my God, do it. Do it. Don't be like, oh, it's not authentic. Screw that. Have yourself a hot dog. Right there. Hold on.
He's going in with the grill Koegel, and he got to once again experience that Koegel snap. So,
okay. Now that I've had it grilled, there is a little bit of smoke that gets imparted by the Ninja.
that's interesting.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Wait, that is very cool. Hold on a second.
Now, imagine doing that with fried chicken, putting it in the air fryer, get a little bit of that smoke flavor, as well as the effect that you would get from air frying it on the skin. Does a really good job.
Now, you need to.
Yes.
He's going to try right there.
Oh, I'll try the Koegel first.
Yeah, try the Koegel first. And then we will go into the Kirkland, the all beef right there. Do you taste the difference between them? There is a taste difference. There's
Yes, there
no
is.
doubt.
Yeah. The skin, you get on the char marks, you taste the char that you miss from this. But there's definitely a smoky flavor. And the thing is, too, it's interesting, we put this on the air fryer, the Ninja air fryer, after the pellets had burned for a while, so maybe we're not getting the full effect of the pellets because the smoke is almost dissipated. Compared to what it was when we first lit this thing,
There was a lot of
really-
smoke. It was
Yeah.
really going out there. Okay, now, the grilled all beef, quarter pound, Costco Kirkland signature hot dog. And yep, he just converted to Judaism, ladies and gentlemen. That's the way it is.
It got great flavor to it. I can't put my finger on what that spice is. If it's celery salt,
It very well could be.
it's great. They make a great dog. I would pay $1.50 for that with a pop.
Did you just say pop? Mm-hmm. You're the worst. All right, I'm going in with my smoked version here.
He's going in, ladies and gentlemen. He's again doing the Michigan
Nope.
Munch.
Nope. Not happening. You're wrong. I win. It must be grilled. On the Koegel, maybe it's the addition of pork in there. There's something that works. In the all beef, you're out of your head, out of your mind. If you think the air fryer is better than a grill on the all beef, as a matter of fact, I'm insulted you'd even bring it up.
I never said that once.
That's exactly what you said.
I never said that once.
According to some.
I said it
we have
was
the tape.
an acceptable option. And when you don't have the time and you just need 5-6 minutes, you throw that on there, it's done. What about the Vernors?
The Werner, I would like to taste the regular version. The diet version is not going to give you a good story. No, the all beef in the Ninja is missing something. It's missing. Hold on, the word will come. Flavor. That's exactly what it's missing. It is. It's not the same by any. Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm going to eat it. I'm just saying it's not the same by any stretch. It's just not the same product.
Better than boiled?
That's probably a yes, because I like the crispy, right? So the texture matters in these things, and I think that's a huge part. That's a huge part of food in general, right? Texture really plays a huge part in what you enjoy, because it's more than just flavor. It's the whole concept of feel. So yeah, I think the Ninja, the air fryer, over boiled, yes. I think that goes without question. Have you tried everything now?
Yeah, I have. I'm really excited. I'm going to eat 4 hot dogs.
That's what we're doing, right? Yeah. Basically, this is all that's left. We only did this so we could eat a whole bunch of hot dogs.
It's so true.
Well, I actually, the family knew that we were doing this, and so they're waiting for me to grill up every other hot dog we've got. So I'm gonna have to do that. Go do a contest for yourself. But if being asked, would I do the Kirkland all beef versus the Koegels from the great state of Michigan, beef and pork? It's the Kirkland. Unquestionably, every day of the week and twice on Sunday. My mind has not been changed.
That's fair. He's talking crazy talk.
I'm not talking crazy talk. I'm making perfect quality sense. It's a superior hot dog.
Crazy talk.
Superior hot dog.
And now I'm whispering like Joe Biden.
Right? If it was so good at the Koegels, why wouldn't Costco sell Detroit-style pizza?
They do sell Detroit-style pizza.
You're just making that up. Fingers Malloy, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm full.
I feel miserable.
It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz. That right there is Fingers Malloy. Find everything at eatdrinksmokeshow.com. And if you like the way we grill hot dogs, you're going to love the way we do barbecue. Let's go barbecue. Let's go BBQ. Recipes, tips, and tales from the pit. Available at Amazon.com. It is our book on barbecue. You are going to love it. Makes a fantastic gift. Get those Christmas gifts now before it's too late.
Christmas gifts? Labor Day is just around the corner, Tony.
What is Labor Day without a gift of a book about barbecue? I'll tell you what it is. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'll tell you that much, my friend. So we ate a lot of hot dogs.
Yeah.
We brought it inside to the studio and ate a lot of hot dogs, and I'm telling you right now, I don't know if I'm all right.
Well, I'm not ashamed to admit that right now I'm actually laying in the fetal position underneath the broadcast table. We ate 4 hot dogs. Now, normally, so the Koegel hot dogs are a lot smaller than the Kirkland. So listen, 4 Koegels, that's a snack. But you throw those 2 Kirkland dogs that are quarter pounders.
Right.
Now you're talking, that's a hefty meal right there.
We did almost a pound of meat.
Yeah. And I would argue with both these dogs, Tony, if you have a high quality hot dog, which both of those dogs are, in my mind, you don't need any toppings. If you got a good bun, throw those hot dogs in the bun and just go ahead and eat them without a topping.
We did them with no mustard, no onion, no relish, not even any ketchup.
Oh, worst.
Absolutely nothing.
Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do. Actually, I do. It's not that you can't top it. I happen to love relish on a hot dog. I love it. I love the cool with the hot and the crunchy and all that. The Koegel does have the snap. The Koegel really does have the snap there, but I just cannot be pulled aside from a grilled all beef hot dog. It's just a different animal, and it tasted different than in the air fryer. But the Koegel in the air fryer, which was a mix of beef and pork, is very, very good. So the air fryer does do the job, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's what we've learned from this.
I
you
think
can do a hot dog in an air fryer.
I already knew that because I eat about 12 hot dogs a week in an air fryer. But having said that, my question to you, you do have the wood pellet grill.
Yes.
And so how are they with hot dogs?
I've never tried a hot dog on a smoker. I will absolutely do hot dogs on the smoker. I will give that a go. But part of me thinks I would like to do I want to do a hot dog, or do I want to do a beef sausage, or do I want to do like a chicken sausage on a smoker?
See, I'm not a fan of chicken sausage
The
at all.
problem is, and I talk about this clearly, I have one kid who has never had pork a day in his life, loves pigs, won't eat pork, and is working his way towards kosher. He's doing it in stages. It's pretty great. And the other one is kosher. So the amount of pork in this house, and I didn't grow up with pork, is zero. It's why we've talked about, for example, how you do a pork shoulder, how you do a pork butt. I'm going to do these things. A lot of friends' fingers are going to eat very, very good, because I need to experience it. I want to practice it. I want to understand what's happening and what's going on and what people are really and truly looking for, and where to feel the problem. With brisket, I've gotten to myself to a place where I can feel the issue. I know something's off. I know it's done. I know that it should take a little longer. I know I should spritz it a little more often. I will tell you, that's probably the thing that's changed most in my game. Every hour, first 4 hours, half and half, equal parts apple cider vinegar and water. I've tried it with orange juice. I've done it with soda. I've done it different ways. This is what I do. I absolutely am doing that. I do think it makes a difference. It has made a difference for me and the way my family likes it, which is, of course, it's a very personal thing, like the hot dog. Like, for example, ketchup. Perfect on a hot dog. No problem, fingers.
Terrible.
But I also have now changed from just a salt and pepper classic to a salt, pepper, brown sugar. My family just adores it. They absolutely adore it.
That's what I do.
Do you now do it with the brown sugar?
Yeah.
Is it cheating? No. Is it clearly trying to give a sweet advantage and therefore maybe cover other imperfections? Yes. I will say that all day long. I'll go up against any quote unquote pitmaster and discuss that. Absolutely it is. That flavor should come from the wood, but I'm already dealing with a freaking pellet smoker. So I'm already in a way cheating, because if you're got the temperature on such lockdown, man, like, it becomes an easier game. There's a part of me that wants to do it wood, that wants to actually burn down the wood to the coals and see if I can make it happen.
You should do that.
All by myself.
You should do that. You should chop the wood yourself.
Right.
Go hunt down a tree. Chop it down.
I'm going to Bunyan this mother. I'm going to Paul Bunyan it like it's my job.
Oh.
But it's true. So the hot dog challenge is done. We will have the videos out soon enough. We are smoking from LaVega. This is the Il Primo, the first in the series here. First time having this cigar with the Mexican San Andreas wrapper. Broadleaf in the binder and the filler. This is the Toro. Fingers, we've just started smoking this, still in the first third. Is this in your humidor for $11.99 a stick?
I mean, if it keeps going the way it is, probably yes. Yeah. Because, you got to do that readjustment on what you want to spend on a cigar because of inflation, and finding sticks that you enjoy under $12. Yeah, I could see that.
So on this, LaVega, smaller brand, found this at a cigar lounge in Tiffin, Ohio, the social cigar. I think the draw is a little tight, and I think the flavor is a little muted. That said, I'm willing to give it a little more time. I'm willing to give it a little more play. I'm doing the moving it around the thumb and the forefinger to open it up a little bit. What do they call that again? The
old pinch and roll.
That's what they call that right there. And maybe that'll open things up, amplify the draw a little bit.
To be fair, my draw is perfect. So maybe it's just the luck of the draw on the stick.
Luck of the draw on the draw?
Yes.
Look at you.
There you go.
You're the Punmeister General. It is time, Fingers Malloy, for News of the Week.
Let's stick with a meat theme, Tony.
Who doesn't want a meat theme?
Let's go to Pennsylvania, where there are two employees at a local Arby's in Pennsylvania. They allegedly stole nearly $3,000 in roast beef.
Why?
The dynamic deli duo, Stephanie Davis and Shania West, apparently they wanted a lot of beef, Tony. Why?
Yeah, why did they?
Why would they steal beef?
And where
Well,
they
if you're going to
steal
steal
from?
some Arby's.
Yeah, my question remains.
They stole 56 units of beef, which was worth $2,800, 143 drinks, $370.
What do you mean they stole 143 drinks?
143 drinks.
Like soft drinks?
It doesn't specify what kind of drink, if it was, say, a Werner's or a Schweppes. Doesn't say anything about the type of drink. It just says 143 drinks, 16 fried food items, and then other.
How did they steal these? Did they back up a car? They shoved things down their pants like it was Animal House?
The duo allegedly sliced the beef and put it in an oven that wasn't being used, then put the beef in garbage bags and took the bags home with them. That's what they did with the meat. So that's the biggest part, right?
So they had a plan.
Uh-huh.
They were pre-slicing, pre-stuffing, and then pre-stealing.
And who doesn't love garbage bag Arby's beef?
Honestly, there are so many jokes, but maybe Arby's will be a sponsor one day. And they make such good Jamocha shakes. And excellent, right?
Yes. Fantastic.
Telling you, when I was in Florida a month ago, after my father passed away, I introduced my mother to the Jamocha shake for the first time in her life. I didn't know that was possible.
She love it?
She's like, this is going to work for me just fine. So thank you, Arby's. The key to eating a pound of hot dogs, ladies and gentlemen, is a beer. Now, don't get me wrong, Fingers Malloy. The Werner's ginger ale is lovely, but next time, you got to get the full strength, not the diet.
I completely agree with you.
You got to get the full strength. Some things, I don't screw around when it comes to ginger ale, nor cream soda. If I'm going to have the rare moment of a cream soda, it better have 900 calories and enough sugar to make me a diabetic.
Again, I am very interested in your views, and I want to subscribe to your newsletter.
It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. Damn it. Don't make me laugh. I'm Tony Katz. That is Fingers Malloy. Find everything at eatdrinksmokeshow.com. Our review of hot dogs. The Kirkland Signature Costco hot dog versus the Koegels from the state of Michigan. The beef and pork with that snap from the natural casing. We tried them on a grill. We tried them in an air fryer. We did the taste test, so you don't have to, even though you should. If you didn't catch it, be sure to get the podcast and look for the videos at eatdrinksmokeshow.com. They will be available right there. What goes with a pound of hot dogs, which we basically ate, is a beer. Cool, refreshing, easy, and you decided we wouldn't even go with a porter or a stout that we normally do. You went with the Summerfest refreshing summer lager from Sierra Nevada.
And you could tell it's real because it made that sound when Tony opened it.
That's right.
Yeah, listen, you said, Fingers, go grab us a beer. And I said, okay. And
I believe what I said is, could you grab us a couple of brew dogs or brewskis? I believe, because I am such a bro.
yeah. And you said, after we're done doing the radio show, we need to tinker with my engine in the garage.
That's
what
right.
you said, if I remember correctly.
Right?
It's a good old-fashioned bro out. But
And later, can you drive me to the apothecary so I can get some bromide?
But I went into the beer cooler at my local liquor store, and there were tons of porters and tons of stouts. And I thought to myself, there's a good possibility we're going to be consuming 17 hot dogs. And it just didn't feel like a stout day, Tony. So I saw this lager, this refreshing summer lager. It has to be a refreshing summer lager. It says so on the can.
Sierra Nevada is probably, for most people of a generation, it was the first of the microbrews. It was the first of, hey, this is something different. Hey, this is special. Hey, let me try this. Hey, you're in the know if you're drinking Sierra Nevada, specifically Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, right?
Yes.
That's the thing that started it all. I've never had the summer lager, which comes in at 5% alcohol by volume. They refer to this as a Bohemian or Czech Pilsner, Czech being CZECH, formerly Czechoslovakia, or now Czech Republic.
The other Czech, I'm very, very much a fan of their mix.
That's Czechs.
Oh,
This is Czech right here. Fingers Malloy, have we even tried the nose on this beer?
no, we haven't. Let's go in. Smells like aluminum. Oh,
You need a glass? We have glasses right
No.
over there. Whoa, jeepers.
No.
Holy cow.
drinking it right out of the can, unless you have a dirty glass, and then I'll drink it out of a dirty glass.
I'll spit in it and throw it outside. I mean, tell me what you want. Do you get anything off the nose?
A little bit of fruitiness.
Well, I think that makes sense. They talk about this having a bit of lemon in it, and a little bit of a malt going on. So floral wouldn't be too surprising. But let's stop smelling and let's stop drinking. Fingers Malloy, are you ready for this? After a pound plus of hot dogs?
Oh gosh, after eating all of that beef and pork, a beer sounds really good. Yes, I am.
You ate the buns. We only had buns on 2 of them, but you ate the buns.
Oh yeah,
I did.
Builds character.
Is that what it does?
Yes, it does.
That's what it does. That's if you say that's what it does, I'll believe you. That's what it does. The Sierra Nevada Summerfest refreshing summer lager, 5% alcohol by volume. What say you?
It's a little hoppy, which is nice. There is that lemon, a little bit of bitterness as well, and it's got a nice crisp finish. It is the type of beer that you would like to have on a 90-degree day.
This is only available April to July each and every year. I'm going in the Sierra Nevada Summerfest refreshing summer lager. That's the kind of guy I am.
He's going in, ladies and gentlemen. He's doing the Memphis Munch.
Okay. Fingers,
Yes.
if you ever pass by a stout or a porter and don't pick it up, I will hit you.
Are you serious?
The only thing that makes this... Hold on, let me go in again.
Wow. It's like I handed you a Blatz.
The only thing that makes this in any way redeemable is that there's a little bit of thickness going on with this. This is not thin like an IPA. There's a little bit of depth to this. That touch of lemon is nice, but it's way too way too hoppity hop, and it's just I get how people would like it. I don't think if it was 88 degrees and high humidity and someone handed one of these to me, I'd be like, oh, how dare you? How gauche. No. All of a sudden, I'm Jiminy Glick. I could do the whole show like Jiminy Glick.
When are we going to do that? When are we going to do the Jiminy Glick meets Krusty the Clown version of Eat, Drink, Smoke?
Maybe as a special. I don't think I want to risk the whole show.
A one-off.
Yeah, this is about wanting this flavor. Hold on, let me go in again.
He's going in again. There's that crisp finish is a little bitter. That lemon is not.
It's the wrong bitter. It's the wrong bitter for me. And what's really weird is I think I should like it. Right? There are elements here that I usually do look for, but it is not for me harmonious. It's not working for me at all.
Could it be that you just ate 16 pounds of hot dog?
No, because I can often follow that up with a chocolate shake and be just fine. It's just you gotta take it from whom it comes, guys. These are not bad flavors. It's just not mixing for me well. The Sierra Nevada Summerfest refreshing summer lager is what we've got here. Yeah, it's not my right kind of. It's not my right kind of bitter.
Huh.
It's just not developing. Now the question is, Fingers, is this in your liquor cabinet? I don't know how much. How was it? A 6-pack?
It was a 6-pack. I paid $11.99 for it.
So you paid $2 a brew dog.
Yes,
as the kids say.
I probably would not seek this out. If you handed it to me, I'd be very, very good with drinking it. But there's so many other options out there that I've just.
But I think people who do like the hoppy stuff, who wouldn't mind like moving out from that a little bit. People who like Lighting Koegel does. Is it the lemon shandy?
Summer shandy.
Summer shandy.
Yeah.
They might find themselves attracted to this and say, oh, that's a bit of a change because it has a little bit of that thickness. It's just the overall flavor with that bitter finish.
Yeah.
How this is playing just isn't hitting for where I'm at. That's it. Or it could be all that Werner's ginger ale. That's done it to me.
The toxic stew we got going on right now.
A beautiful, glorious toxic stew. Just be thankful you don't sleep next to me. So we stay away from the political. It's kind of what we do, but we also pay attention to what's being said in the cigar lounge. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz. That right there is Fingers Malloy. Find everything at eatdrinksmokeshow.com. Get the podcast if you're not already listening, wherever it is you get your podcasts. Ask for it by name. Eat, Drink, Smoke, and subscribe. Greatly appreciated. Of course, we're talking about the assassination attempt on former President Trump. This isn't about your politics. This isn't about whether you like Trump or not. That's not it. You're talking about an assassination attempt, and people are discussing it everywhere. The first, you have to go back, was it 43 years to Reagan in 1981? You'd have to then, you reminded me, Fingers, you'd have to go back to Gerald Ford. There were two different attempts. Squeaky Fromm is one of them. I don't recall the other one because you threw me for a loop. I couldn't recall.
Sarah Jane Moore. And I believe it was, they were 17 days apart, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll take your word for it. But the last candidate where there was this attempt that was actually successful was Robert Kennedy, and now you have Robert Kennedy Jr. Running for president. So to a bit of history, these things don't happen often, but they have happened. But the question before us here is about the idea of rhetoric and is about the idea of social media, as you have described, Fingers Malloy, a dumpster fire. And it does make people miserable. It absolutely does. It encourages some of the worst people to do the worst things, or really even normal people who just become awful because they have this social media protection to quite literally say anything they want. And sometimes you can get celebrity out of it. But it's this question of rhetoric and responsibility, and no, it's this side of the aisle. No, it's that side of the aisle. Can we at least be the people who admit the rhetoric is nutty, but there's also the people who are trying to defend theirs, but is upset with the other guy? That seems to be an issue.
Well, isn't that always the case? People want to point out other people's problems, but not their own. Want to point out another tribe's problems, but don't examine their own tribe and how they're contributing to the situation. Look, society in 2024, I think it's fair to say there's a lot of anger out there. And this has been going on for some time. And it doesn't have to be political. It's anytime you get on social media. It could be even defending whether or not you like ketchup on a hot dog.
I do.
People get angry. And what makes it worse is, it feels like for 2 decades now, at least, there has been a lot of anger on cable news. But at least people would watch it and then go about their day. Well, now they can share their opinion on social media, and they see other people's opinion on social media, and it just creates this toxic stew of anger. Whatever they see on TV makes them angry. They get on social media, they get angry, and I don't see how we get out of this.
I am a big believer that the only way out is through, but I want to make sure I'm clear in my statement. I think that there is real rhetoric that exists on the political right. I do think that exists. I am mortified by this idea that on the political left, they somehow think that it hasn't been them. If you want to say to people, regardless of your politics on Trump, you're talking about a guy being a threat to democracy, and you talk about the idea of being a threat to a way of life. This is radically demonstrative stuff. Now, you may not like him, his politics. You might not like him personally. You might not like him morally or ethically. And I think that that's all fine. There are reasons not to. It's totally okay to make the claim that somehow it will all be destroyed because you think that that's a good way to gin your people up. That is ugly. And if this now becomes the standard that this is what we do, it's not a race to the bottom. It's a race to real ugliness.
I think part of this too is what contributes to it is we're seeing more and more as we move forward in the political world in our country. The motivation to vote isn't necessarily because you like your candidate. For a lot of people, it's because they can't stand the other candidate. And so if their political party, their main motivation is to make you as angry as possible to where it will really motivate you to go out and vote, that leads to a society that really the rhetoric gets ramped up in a bad way, not just on cable news, not just by politicians, but then citizens. And that can lead to, I think, a society that is not great to live in.
The other part of this is conversation is not specifically rhetoric. If I notice that a political party or a person within a party or a person in general, regardless of party, is doing something that is pushing something detrimental, concept, idea, thought that I think provides no value, I'm going to say so. I assume someone would say so about me. But if it's about the idea, the thing, well, then what's the issue? If I put out an idea into the world and the world says, we think that's a terrible idea, then I know it's a terrible idea. If I don't have the ability to put the idea into the world, then we've got much bigger problems. But the idea could be terrible without me being terrible, and somebody else's idea could be terrible without them being terrible.
Can we bring this back to cigars for a second?
Oh, I only wish we would.
Because I feel like the cigar lounge is one of the last places in America where conversations actually take place. I mean, too often people are talking at each other and they're, throwing talking points, and they get talking points at each other, and there's an anger. Tony, I haven't seen too many angry people in a cigar lounge. I see people having real conversations, whether it's about parenting or running a business or what they do for a living, and occasionally politics. And for the most part, every time I've seen it, it's been civil.
Yeah, I never. It's one of the reasons I love cigar lounges. I certainly have had people talk to me about politics because of what I do, and you have as well. But in the main, it doesn't happen that much. It actually happens less than you would think. And no, I have never ever had anybody get in my face, yell at me. Never, ever, ever, ever. Then you turn on social media and you're dumb, you're fat, you're ugly, your mother's a skank, I wish death on you. And you're like, that is not the real world.
You will hear, we'll just have to agree to disagree a lot more in a cigar lounge than you'll ever see those words written on Twitter.
Correct. And I think that's the big difference. What we see in the real world is very different than what we see online. But what we see online is absolutely moving and motivating some people. And I won't be surprised when we finally learn that that's what happened in Butler County, Pennsylvania, in this assassination attempt against Donald Trump, which I'm very glad didn't happen. I'm glad that the man is alive. I'm sorry that somebody died. Eat, Drink, Smoking is your cigar, bourbon, foodie extravaganza. I'm Tony Katz. That is Fingers Malloy. What is so...
Startled me a little.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Did I just jump right in there?
Caught off guard a
It was
little.
chock full of enthusiasm.
They call you Johnny Enthusiasm.
That's called a professional timbre to my voice.
Oh.
EatDrinkSmokeShow.com. That's where you go to find everything Eat, Drink, Smoke.
Timber!
You almost got it, kid. You almost got it, kid. We are smoking from LaVega Il Primo. LaVega, 2 words, L-A, and then Vega, V-E-G-A, with that Mexican San Andreas wrapper. We got Pennsylvania broadleaf in the filler. Getting into the second third of this cigar, I will admit I like this wrapper. I like the way it feels. I like the way it feels in the hand. I almost think, sometimes I think a cigar should be a 50 ring gauge like this. This I almost wish was a 52. I think it would be a little bit better in the in the way it mixes. It's a very, very simple cigar. It's a very, very easy cigar. Comes in about $12 a stick. It's not moving me to greatness to say absolutely in my humidor. I think there's some other $12 sticks and price points where I'd feel all right. I think it's a nice stick. I think that I'd be a little bit more Buffalo 10 from Artista in this place, in this world. That Maduro is where I'd be. But an easy smoke. I didn't really catch much spice on this. Definitely woody. Had a touch of sweetness underneath, but is played a little monotone. I'm not saying that's an awful thing. I'm saying it's why it's not in my humidor.
All the notes are subtle. There's nothing that really stands out. There's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of wood, a little bit of tobacco,
stickle of fluoride,
yeah, a little bit of spice, tobacco, but nothing that really hits you in a big way. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine.
Right. There's nothing to turn you off.
Yes.
In that regard. So
I guess I could see if you wanted a safe cigar as like any occasion, I'm going to have one or two of these in my humidor, knowing, okay, if it's in the morning, I could have this. After dinner, have it. Coffee, a beer, bourbon. It would go with almost anything.
Yeah, for a lot of people, though, if I were to lean in any way in terms of where the flavor is, it does lean a little more to the wood than it does the sweet. And I think that does exclude some palates. For some people, they dig that, and they're going to be like, okay, all right, this is a basic I can keep around for sure. I did once I did the what you call the old pinch and roll.
The old pinch and roll.
Your thumb and your pointer finger there, and you just roll it back and forth, kind of break it open a little bit, kind of move some things around. The draw has been quite good. I think the construction is quite good. I think the look of the cigar is really, really attractive. Just more monotone than I'm looking for.
It's very low maintenance. You and I have not really had to touch the cigar up at all. It's burning pretty evenly. Like you said, the draw has been very good, and it's well constructed.
And I should be clear, there are times I like a monotone cigar. There are times I like when there's just a couple flavors all the way through. It's just not this combo. I think that's the way to put it. And drinking, because we ate a pound plus of hot dogs, it turns out. We compared grilled hot dogs to air fryer hot dogs. If you missed that, get the podcast wherever it is you get podcasts.
We're not heroes.
Well, in a way we are. In a way, this is our job. So what'd you guys do today? Grilled and air fried hot dogs, ate them, followed it with a beer and smoked cigars. You? Did you show up to an office? Have to put in numbers into a spreadsheet?
Later, we're going to ride bald eagles.
Honestly, this show's pretty good. This is a good life. But we're drinking the Sierra Nevada Summerfest, their summer lager, coming in at 5% alcohol by volume. The lemon, a little bit of that malty thickness. Again, not working for me. That is. I'm not saying that people who don't like. I talk about the Line and Koegel Summer Shandy and some things like that. My computer just exploded.
Oh, cool. That was you.
That was me. That was 100% me. It's just not. It's not where my taste buds are. You?
For me, listen, you can hand it to me. I'll drink it. I don't know if I would seek it out again at the liquor store. It is a limited run, I believe, from April to July.
Yeah.
So I encourage you to go try it. That lemon, there's a hint of that. There's a bitterness at the end. It's hoppy. It's not IPA hoppy, but it's hoppy. One or two, yeah, sure. I just don't know if I would go buy it at $12 a six pack.
And that's just it. For me, it is overly hoppy. Is I think the way I would put it. It's time, Fingers Malloy, for news of the week.
Oh, America has set a record, Tony.
What?
America has set a record. It's a new record in America. 1 in 4 Americans claim they are disabled. on some sort of disability. The number has reached 71 million in 2022, 28.7% of the population, according to CDC data, which asks about cognitive, visual, and mobility-related disabilities. The new thing that is hitting for people claiming disability is long COVID.
Oh, but well, can I just lay down now?
Now, to be fair, not all these people may be on some sort of government assistance. These are just CDC numbers. These are what Americans are claiming. So 71 million claim to be on some sort of disability or have some sort of disability, excuse me.
Really? I don't know what to say about that. We shouldn't be happy about this. And we should look at some people and say, really now? Nah, get to work. No, I'm not buying that. You go lift that heavy thing.
So in 2022,
get off the scooter and go walk through the supermarket. If you wanted to be lazy, just use Instacart. That's for the people who aren't seriously or legitimately having an issue or an honest disability. Just saying.
Long COVID, Tony. So apparently, the 2022 was the latest numbers, right, that were collected. 7% of Americans reported they had long COVID, around 18 million adults. So I don't know.
How would you know?
Well, it's marked by a long roster of lingering symptoms after a COVID infection, including respiratory issues, chronic fatigue, brain fog, and headaches.
Wait, go through that list again?
Go through that list again, you ask?
Yeah. Right.
Respiratory issues, chronic fatigue, brain fog, headaches.
And I have all four of those because I just ate a pound plus of hot dogs.
Congratulations, you have long COVID.
That's not what it is. Oh, I'm not saying long COVID isn't real. I'm not saying that people don't have issues. I'm saying that I'm starting to spot a real trend in, hey, I could just say this. Because who's gonna say no? What are you gonna do? Tell me I'm not telling the truth? That's what all this feels like.
So this is another thing that isn't going to get any better, right? Especially as baby boomers continue to age. I feel like this number is just going to increase year to year for the foreseeable future. I really don't know.
What happens to a society when, what was the percentage of people?
Well, 1 in 4.
25%.
Yeah.
When 50% of people say they're disabled, say it, not actually have an issue, say it. Can someone explain to me how the society functions? My father used to have a theory, or he used to have a saying. If there's society has 100 people, and 50 people are in the hospital, and 50 people work at the hospital, who pays the electric bill? He was right. Amazon Prime Day comes and goes, and I did not order a thing. I did. I ordered a sprayer thing, you know, like where you pump it and you add the chemical and then you put the Roundup on the weeds and then the weeds all die. And the first time I did it, I didn't know that it'll kill everything. And I put it on weeds in my grass. And a day later, I just had this spotted lawn. I didn't know. That's a true story. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz. That right there is Fingers Malloy. What?
Do you listen to me when we talk?
Sometimes.
I worked for 4 years at a nursery. We could have had this discussion about lawns and how you shouldn't put a Roundup in the middle of your lawn.
This was when I first moved to Indiana. So this was years, like almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks now, Dad. You're the best. If you look out the studio window there, you'll see that whole fence line. Mm-hmm. That's all poison ivy, it turns out.
Oh.
And so we used to have it cut down year after year, and it keeps growing back. This is the year it never grows back. Don't. I'm whispering it because I don't want it to know.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to end all of that. And I'm telling you, it's like 50, 60 feet, and it goes like 10 feet deep. It's gonna be bit by bit, piece by piece. I'm going to win this war against the poison ivy, and Lord only knows what else is growing in there.
I hope its mom's not listening.
Poison ivy has a mom?
Yeah, Mother Ivy.
Oh,
Didn't know that?
I didn't know that. So Amazon Prime Day, I got myself one of the sprayers, but there were deals, and I did not order, right? I did not order the Sea Roomy Burritos Tortilla Throw Blanket. It actually looks like a flour tortilla.
Why didn't you order that?
Because I love myself. I did not get the Lerturdi mini golf toilet game, so you're sitting on the John, and you're playing golf, trying to get a hole in one.
Oh, I see what they do there.
That's what they do there. Nor did I order the Chop Sabers light up lightsaber chopsticks, because no matter how I look at it, it's cultural appropriation.
So you ordered 3 sets.
I got none of them. Did you order anything from Prime Day?
No, it's one of the first years that I refrained from ordering anything during Prime Day because Las Vegas got all of my Prime Day money.
So it wasn't good. There was no winnings for Daddy.
There was no joy in Sin Cityville for Old Fingers Malloy.
Ah, that was a Mudville reference right there. All right, I'm sorry, but I'm glad you had the presence of mind, the self-control not to get yourself some cheaply made Chinese goods at a low price.
Listen, the thing that I would normally look at on Amazon Prime is some sort of at least mid to high range, high end electronics, because whether it's a TV or a computer, a lot of times you go to one of the other box retailers, they will match Amazon's prices. So you just wander over with your smartphone to wherever you want that product because you want it in your hands. You don't want to wait like some sucker for next day delivery, Tony.
Right.
That's crazy.
Who has the time?
Right. What am I, a caveman?
But then again, you actually have to leave the house and talk to somebody.
Oh, that's okay.
What?
Oh, when it comes to buying something that I can make it a 20-second conversation, I'll take that shopkeep right over there. And oh, by the way, it's $25 cheaper on Amazon, and I believe you do price matching, don't you? I'll take 6. Wrap it up and load it in my car. Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Malloy.
I'll take my discounts, cashier.
Those are the kind of conversations I love.
But you didn't get anything.
No, nothing.
There's a story that you found for me, Fingers Malloy, that I cannot talk about.
Why is that?
I can't talk about it because it's stupid.
What?
Here's the headline. People are making salad out of candy and their trauma. What's going on? If ever a headline encapsulated 2024 and the end of civilization, it is people are making salad out of candy and their trauma. What's going on? Would you like to explain, Fingers Horatio Malloy, what in the world is going on?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I saw candy salad, first of all, and I was immediately excited because who wouldn't like a candy salad? By the way, they opened up for Eagle Eye Cherry in '88. That's a whole.
Is that right?
It's a whole different conversation altogether. Nice. So I'm thinking, oh, candy salad. That sounds wonderful. But then I got even more excited because it's part of a social media trend, Tony. People are going to TikTok everywhere.
Oh, this already sucks.
And they are pouring candy into large bowls like they're making a salad, but they're adding a twist to the activity, according to Yahoo.
Wait, they're pouring candy into a bowl and
Yes.
they think it's a salad?
Yes.
No, that's Chex Mix.
But this is where the candy salad really takes it up a notch. In addition to dumping candy, they're also dumping their trauma.
I don't know what that means.
So they're getting in front of a camera, and I'll give you an example. I'll quote it. This person, Jess, was pouring candy into a bowl and said, "I'm Jess, and I got robbed at gunpoint walking home from a first date, and then the guy ghosted me." And then she dropped gummy bears into a bowl. New TikTok trend, Tony. So say, let's play along here for a second, shall we? I'm sitting in front of you, and I'm making a candy salad, and I could look at you, and I would say, here's a Zagnut bar and some Skittles. My mother never loved me.
Can I... Fingers, could you describe how I'm sitting in my chair right now?
I don't know, but I've got a good idea. You seem outraged, almost like you went through some trauma. Get yourself some Milk Duds and some Snickers.
This is officially broken. You win. You win, you ridiculously stupid people. Here is the important thing about your trauma, and there is something really weird. There's a book called Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. And well, I can't tell you everything about the book. She has a line in the book where these characters are talking about people who have their trauma, and it's a fictional book, and talking about their trauma. And the question gets asked, how does anybody get over their trauma when it's the most interesting thing about them? And it's this idea that, and it's true, you can immediately relate to it, that we see these people who they have to tell us their trauma because otherwise they would just be somewhat boring, as if somehow their trauma makes them interesting. You had something that happened to you. It's called an experience, not a trauma. It's time to grow up and stop telling us about it.
Why would you want to lose that little bit of what happened to you, whether it is, it's an awful experience? It makes you who you are in a way, and it's helped build the person that you are today.
You
even
should
if it's
find
negative.
a place for it, move on with your day. It shouldn't be the thing that defines you. And well, I can't do this, I can't do that. Look what happened to me. Well, that's just weird. You're an awful person.
A great American by the name of James Tiberius Kirk once said,
Is that right?
Yes. Someone tried to take his pain away from him. And he said, no. Don't take my pain away from me. I need my pain. It makes me who I am.
Did he say that?
Star Trek V.
Is that right?
That's true.
Huh. What do you know about that? It might help shape you. But if every day you have to share it as opposed to finding a place for it, you're not healthy. You're not decent. And by the way, candy in a bowl is called Halloween, you moron. You didn't invent anything, TikTok. Stop it, Gen Z. Stop it, millennials. You didn't invent anything.
Candy in a bowl, it's new.
Gen X invented everything good. And that's all there is to it. Wow. And also, get off my lawn. 23 skidoo. Let me go yell at a cloud. Oh. Good Lord. LaVega, the Il Primo cigar. See if it's available at a cigar lounge near you. The Sierra Nevada Summerfest refreshing summer lager. I think it's just somebody else's beer. That's all there is to it. And the Costco hot dog is better than Koegel. Sorry. This is Eat, Drink, Smoke.
Follow Eat, Drink, Smoke on social media. On Twitter, @Go Eat, Drink, Smoke. On Facebook, facebook.com/Eat, Drink, Smoke. And Instagram, @Eat, Drink, Smoke Podcast.